Alright, so how's it going, everybody? All 12 of you. What we're gonna do here is watch a couple videos on some of the mods that some of these guys do on some of these Kyosho Blizzard 2.0s. And by far, the most intriguing one to me so far has to be the pistol grip mod. One, I hate these sticks. The controlling the blade is so awkward. I would rather put it on a control knob. I don't really want to mod a pot onto the current stock radio or radio. I'm not a big fan of that, anyways. For one, much rather the pistol style. So, what I'm gonna go with is because I require the use of channel mixing. We'll be going with a Noble NB4 and just the standard 4-channel stock receiver, the V2, I believe. I have it here. Now I have no idea if this is going to be upside down or right side up, so I'm going to show both ways here, just so that everyone see which one I'm using here. And it's the big one. I'm using the little guys for like my micros, and that's where those are pretty much going to live. But yeah, so I got this guy kicking around. Haven't really made use of it yet, so seems like the good place, better place than any. Use these guys. So yeah, there's a lot of mods that people do with these little machines that make them just absolutely ridiculous. You can go to some of the larger channels and take a look at that. I'm probably not going to be doing that, to be 100% honest with that. Let's see here. I need some sort of device. Turnbuckle tool. There we go. This is really in there. So, just gonna give it a little light prying. See if we can get it off that double-sided tape a little bit. This real bit on there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'll put this ESC back down, back where it lives. No, I'm not going to be using those ESCs. That's for sure. I don't know if anyone watched the Scale News update today with the weird crap from RC 4-wheel drive with the backwards XT60 connectors. I'm sitting there going, wow, that seems silly. Why would you want that? Oh, yeah. I guess I would want one battery to power two things. This application. So I am going to need to get two different speed controllers. These stock ones will work for right now, just to do this mod, and then after that we'll be doing other things. So yeah, really cool Kyosho 6-channel. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. Maybe I wouldn't even call it an upgrade though. Mess around with like with my bully, maybe puts two ESCs on there and play with mixing, see how that goes. Eek. Probably not. Alright, so yeah, put this guy here, put all this guy here, if you guys don't know about this stuff yet, again, I don't know what way this is oriented, so this is going to be a learning curve for, this is my first time talking on my YouTube channel, and I'm doing this, so this should be good. Anyways, alien tape. I got this from Costco. I got like a big box of it. There's about five or six rolls in there or so. This is the coolest double-sided tape I've ever used. It is sticky as hell. It's actually malleable, like you can actually form it if you wanted to. And it peels right off with no mess. So I've been using this, highly recommend this. Flip it around, just this alien tape. Very, very cool stuff. I quite like it. Everything that needs to get stuck down now gets stuck down with that. Especially if I don't want it to go anywhere at all. So I got it at Costco a few weeks back, and the downside to Costco is that if it's there, I mean, it's there right now, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be there tomorrow or the week after. So if you see it there, grab it. Highly worth it. Very cool stuff. Very, very gummy. It's incredibly sticky. You can try to peel the protective layer off. Doop. So yeah, just to show you how sticky this is, like you can pretty much pull a fingerprint off of this stuff. Very, very gummy. I just kind of put it on a little bit and stretch it to where I want it. Just so it kind of takes up the whole area. Thins it out a little bit too. So I wanted those corners there, so just stretch it some more. Boop. And stretch it some more. So yeah, if you haven't seen this stuff before, if you spot this in at your local Costco or wherever, I don't know where else you can get it, definitely worth it. I'm definitely going to pick up more of it next time I see it. I've used a lot of it so far, not going to lie. Come back here. I got a ton carrier guy. Okay, so I apologize for my voice. Still sick. Day 4 million. I don't know what day it really is, but feels like it. Not gonna lie. So yeah, you should probably pay attention to which way everything's plugged in and what does what. But I know for a fact that this is this guy, which is the blade control. Yes, the blade control. So I want him on channel 3. Actually, I'm going to put it on channel 4 so there's some space. And then these guys can pretty much go however, because we're going to be playing with throttle mixing. And as long as you have your stuff plugged in properly, you should be good to go. So I'm going to leave channel 3 open. I might leave channel 3 and use it for lights on the Blizzard. I do have a light bar here. I have no idea where I got this from or why I even got it, but I have it, and it was in my box of stuff. So turns out it fits just perfect in front of the windshield of the Kyosho. So there's some cab mods that are going to be coming along for that that guy as well, including a little what's this guy's name again? From Parks and Rec and all that. Owen. Chris Pratt, this guy. He's gonna drive it, I think. It's about the right scale or so. Look at that little, pretty detailed interior. Actually, it comes in that cab that they've painted the windows and put stickers on top of it. Why do RC companies do that? It kind of bothers me. I don't lie. Anyway, so that's that part of the mod done. That's pretty straightforward. No soldering required. So yeah, I'm gonna be running this with a LiPo alarm on it for safety first. There's definitely some mods coming with these motors. I don't want to keep these. These are going to be gone. I'm going to have to find a way to reroute this, because what I want to do, which isn't needed, but whatever for science, this is going to be in the way. So that's got to get fixed somehow. Probably need to do like a bended, almost like a bent steering link to kind of bridge where I want it. Should be interesting. So yeah, that's all that needs to really be done with that for right now. Also star screws. You know, if I have to go in here again, I think I may look in my magnetic tray of weight reduction screws and see if I can find some matching thread screws to toss in here and see if that works with a you know, like a hex head, so that way I can use the gyro driver. My arm gets tired after a while of using a manual tool. That's due to my injury. So fun times, very fun times. So we have this going on. More or less everything. I'm gonna have to do a jump, like a cut, I guess, because this is loud. I don't want to blow your ears off. And if anybody's ever used a LiPo buzzer before, knows that they run it at approximately 76,000 decibels. All right, we're back. So that was a pain in the butt. As you can see, the receiver box is back open. There was some fiddling that had to happen. The main one, you need to bind your receiver to your remote. Didn't realize that I had not used this one before, so that was the first little bit of confusion that went on there. The second bit of confusion was figuring out the channel mixing. That's a whole new situation of weird how this one does it. Yeah. But I got it working. It works. There's a thing in the way here. I've got stuff happening here. Definitely a nice, smooth, knob-controlled blade. That was one of my major concerns and complaints with this. Was the flop down, flop down, flop down when you're trying to drive and it's cold and you got gloves on. So obviously it's not going to be the prettiest thing you've done while driving an RC vehicle, that's for sure. But it's pretty kludgy, I'm not gonna lie. So we got all these things back in, got everything all plugged in back in. I had to go and recheck everything and see if I messed something up somewhere, but honestly guys, it doesn't really matter where you plug things in. You're going to be mixing things anyways. Channel 1 and 2 probably the best bet for the ESCs to go into. But if you have a programmable radio, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. If you can set all the settings the way you can in the Noble, it should be okay. And the Noble's definitely not a top-of-the-line radio by any means. It is, however, a very, very good radio for the price. Yeah. Not a lot of radios give you what you get out of the Noble for the price of the Noble. So I'm very happy with it so far, and I actually use it mostly for my micros and indoors, because, I mean, rock crawling, things get broken. I might go with like a DX5 rugged in the future for, my outdoor stuff, but for my drifty things, we'll go fast stuff. The Noble seems to be the way that I like to go at. Yeah, I think I might be getting maybe a GT5 or something for the my Capra build once I ever decide to get that rolling again. It's been on the back burner out of pure frustration. So this is all set up. In my process of looking to see how to set this up because of the confusion, so we can actually move this to the side. This is ready to go. I've already given it a little test rip here. I just haven't closed off the receiver box. So in my travelings around and looking to figure out what the heck was going on with this radio, I learned that there is literally nothing on the internet that actually, let's see if we can get this centered here and focused. Let's see. Yeah, nice. Good enough. Those are my overhead LED lights. They are really bright, so I apologize for the reflection in the screen. We'll just have to work with it. So here we are. You're gonna go into settings, right? And first of all, you're gonna want to go over to your mixes, and you're gonna want to turn mix 1 and 2 on. So you're gonna want your master channel to be throttle and your slave channel to be steering. Okay, you're gonna turn it on by hitting that little red X there. It'll turn into a check mark. And you're going to do the opposite for your mix 2. Now, if you notice your mix 2, low side mix and high side mix, don't worry about the offset right now. I'll explain the offset after. But low side mix and high side mix. So your mix 2, you're going to want those in the negatives. Your mix 1, you're going to want those in the positives. And what that's going to allow the tracks to do is when you steer, it's going to make right side go backwards, left side go forwards when you turn right, so that way you get right stick down, left stick up kind of situation happening, and vice versa when you steer the other way. Alternatively, when you pull the throttle now, what you want is when you pull the throttle, you're throttling forward, the vehicle moves forward on both tracks, and when you hit reverse, it reverses with both tracks. Hopefully evenly, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, I mentioned the offset. Now, I have the offset set already, but it's kind of like steering trim, or I guess steering trim would be the best way to describe it, because you're remotely sub-trimming the tracks. Or sorry, individually sub-trimming the tracks, not remotely. So I have an offset for my mix 1 of 0. It just seemed to work out that was balanced for me. My mix 2, on the other hand, needed a -3 to keep the steering nice and proportionate and smooth. But other than that, once you turn on your mixes and you get that all set up, it goes pretty good. So I guess the next step would be a run vid, which we'll have to wait for tomorrow. Okay, so we're back on the bench. As you can see, the ESC receiver box, whatever, is open again. 100% my bad. So when I said it didn't matter which way your channel 1 and channel 2 are with these motors, it does. If you put this back on and it isn't mixing the way you think it'll mix, or for example, you get forward and backwards the way you should on the trigger, but on the wheel, when you turn right, it goes left, and you go left and it goes right, and you play with the mixes back and forth and invert it and reverse your steering and everything back and forth, and for whatever reason, after fighting with your mixes, it's still inverted, swap these channels. Would have saved me about, I don't know, 45 minutes of wondering why this was doing what it was doing. But it fully functions now on the transmitter receiver. It's good to go here. So for mixes, I think we covered this a little bit yesterday. So just to clarify, what I've done is on my mix 1, I've set my master to throttle, I've set my slave to steering, I've gone to positive 100% low side, positive 100% high side, and then an offset of 0, and that's for my throttle. And the throttle seems to pick up and match pretty good at 0. I could change it, and just to show you what the offset will do, I don't know if you can actually see the track. See how I'm pulling the throttle and nothing's happening? If I change the offset, it's speeding up one side. So what we need to do is back off that offset and then get it set. So when you pull the throttle, the body's just rubbing there. Let's not wreck the body of the tracks. So now the right side's moving. So you back down the offset. So movement off both tracks now. So I'm down to -10. Let's maybe go to -3. That's actually pretty close. Let's go to -2. No, let's try -4. I'm getting a little bit of a... Right there, -3 looks right. We're going to set that. So as you can see on the controller screen now, again, I don't know which way this is oriented, so I apologize if this is upside down. I will try and flip it in the editing software. So now that is mix 1. So now we go to mix 2. Mix 2 now is set up inverted. So now you'll have your steering on top on your master, your throttle will be your slave, and you're going to set your low and highs to negative 100%, right? I've already set the offset for 3%, so that way if I want to just start turning slightly with one track, let's get the remote out of the way, I'm turning right, so now my right track is backing up to get a right turn on the front, and if I put in a little bit more beans, both tracks move. Same thing with turning left. The left track will back up, and that will allow me to pivot on the right, or if I want to spin, I just do that. So now that's going to allow me to finally be able to drive and slowly spin up one track or the other. So that's how that's working. A lot of testings happen, as you can see through my LiPo buzzer. If you guys don't have a LiPo buzzer, go grab one from Eliminator RC. They are loud as hell. I've got 3 or 4 of them. They all sound off at approximately 77,683 decibels. It's wicked loud. So I connect these before I start the video because I don't want to blow your eardrums off. And if you've never used a LiPo alarm, go try one yourself, because I will not post that on my channel because that's just mean. What else do we do now? Okay, we set up channel 4 to be the controls for the blade, and that is now on a multifunction knob on the Noble. right here, so I can nicely, let's see if I can get both. Just gently control it, and I've got the endpoint set, so I can dump it and it'll accelerate down and then kind of slow pull its way back to the last little bit of the endpoint there on the servo travel. Next upgrades I want to do on this guy, I want to get the metal, I guess A-arm, control arm. I've already broken this, playing with ice right here and here. And I just tire glued it back together, and it's been holding strong, so we'll see how long that goes on for. What else do I want? I want to do lights. So while I have this open, I'm actually going to run a remote switch onto channel 3 there, so that way I have that ready to go and I can just plug in once I do the light system. With this unit, see what happens. That's on. It does stuff. It's not very bright though. I think it might be because I can't control the output, and I'm not too sure what the operating voltage is right now with the receiver at this time. I would assume 6 out, but I haven't looked that up. So it might be that there's just not enough jam to push these, so I might need a BEC. Or, I mean, I am going to be upgrading the ESCs, and that's going to be a whole other can of bananas to play with. Motors are going to be upgraded. These are going to be going brushless. ESCs are going to be upgraded, and that should provide the solid 6 volts. So I'm going to have to hold off on this, so I'll just wait, and that's fine. And we'll put these back on. I did not manage to find some screws for this, so I'm going to have to make an eliminator order and swap these over to hex, because my travel kit was always hex when I'm out. I don't make it a habit of using crappy hardware. Like, I mean, if you're going to use this stuff, at least make it a Robertson. I know this is not made in Canada, but still. Oh, through a track. Alright, so we're back inside, guys. As you can see, there's a track laying across the top of it. It was fun. I hooned it around for a minute, and we'll show a little bit of the running video there. It did a very good job. I do need to adjust a little bit more of the endpoint on the bottom end of the blade travel. It's just not quite low enough to dig in. However, it is doing a great job of being able to skim across the surface, and it does a lot better to control for any type of pushes, as well as being able to like raise it a bit when you start to snag. So that works pretty good. I think I want to kind of put a servo saver maybe on that servo just to help it when this thing binds up and bounces, because it's pretty violent. And I think that part of that has to do with this, that binding and bouncing. It snapped literally right where it attaches. for the track itself. So that's pretty ooped. Not too sure that I could patch that. I'll take a look, but I know that these aren't all that expensive anyways on at ERC. So I have my TRX4 order, which if you've watched Pro Noob RC, you just let us know that they'll be here Friday. International release date change, so TRX4 is coming in that date. I have mine pre-ordered already, pretty much on release, and yeah, gonna be good times. So I will put another order in for one of these track links, I guess, because damn, that sucks. There's going to be definitely more videos coming for this. I definitely have to fix the track now. So that ends my fun for the next couple of days with this guy. This guy has been, I've been driving the hell out of this guy with the sticks. I'm so glad that I did the radio. A little ticked about the busted track, but it is what it is. That was an easy fix. 4 screws, I think, is what it looked like. Maybe 5. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow to at least 500 subscribers. I'm almost there. I'm almost halfway there. And I'm trying to get it so I can enable the community aspect of the channel. Not really trying to do this for monetization. This is just fun for me. So getting into the YouTube game, getting into talking more on the channel instead of just showing videos, maybe some how-tos and some tips, share some knowledge, maybe a couple build videos. I do have a VS410 Phoenix kit to build that is brand new in box. I have all the pieces now I need to complete that build, so that's going to get cracking. So I now have a top-down camera mount, which is pretty awesome. So once I get this sorted out, this is my first video using this, so there'll be some bugs to kink out with the editing. And yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We're here every day. Have fun, guys. It's what this is all about. Having fun. Take it easy.